On this episode of Esto,
PGA Tour Latinoamérica.
We are headed to Riviera NAYARIT, Mexico, for the Dev Series Final.
Bienvenidos a la Dev Series Final.
We will catch up with Tour alum Jared WOLFE, who just recently started his career as a PGA Tour member.
I definitely see why we sacrifice and do everything that we do to get ourselves out here.
Tour member Ben Cook tells us about his experience traveling and sharing tournaments with his wife, MIAH, as his caddy.
Gives us a little more time to spend together, which is great.
Let's get started. Esto as PGA Tour Latinoamérica. Since being launched in 2013, the Dev Series has strengthened PGA Tour Latinoamerica's footprint with a schedule that co-sanctions events from the top national tours across the region. Notables, such as current PGA Tour players Sebastián Muñoz of Colombia and Mito Pereira of Chile, are great examples of the talent that has emerged from the Dev Series through the years. The top 5 players available from each Dev Series event earn access into a final tournament that awards PGA Tour Latinoamerica status for the following year. At the beginning of October, the Dev Series final landed for the first time at El Tigre Club de Golf in Riviera NAYARIT on the Pacific coast of Mexico. The Robert Von Hag designed course, a par 72 playing 7,239 yards long, proved to be a fitting test for those hoping to join PGA Tour Latinoamérica.
El campo está muy bueno, el diseño del campo es increíble, tiene unos hoyazos, las condiciones están bien, mucho calor y poco viento, entonces yo creo que se puede prestar para que la gente haga scores bajos.
Colombia's Ricardo Celia, a 2-time PGA Tour Latinoamérica champion who played in the Open Championship last July by virtue of his 2019 Visa Open de Argentina victory, set the pace early with an opening 66. Later in the day, Argentina's Jamie Lopez Riverola matched that 66 to make it a two-way tie for the lead.
La verdad es un gran arranque, obviamente no estoy pensando en domingo y en los resultados o en que me dé cada puesto, pero más que nada tratar de estar en el presente en cada ronda como supe estarlo hoy.
On the second day, Mexico's Armando Favela, another past PGA Tour Latinoamerica champion, claimed the spotlight. He fired an impressive 63, going bogey-free to capture the halfway lead by one shot.
Empecé muy bien y durante toda la ronda tuve oportunidades. La estrategia no cambió en el sentido de ser más agresivo, ¿no? Simplemente es tratar de jugar inteligente y no meterme en problemas y salieron, pues obviamente todas las cosas salieron como quería.
Entering the third day a shot behind Favela, Lopez Riverola survived an early double bogey to shoot 68 and secure the outright lead by 2 shots.
Estoy jugando como muy tranquilo al golf, confiando en mi swing y en mis tiros y más que nada teniendo como objetivo, digamos, estar en el tiro a tiro y no viniendo a buscar resultados.
Holding a 5-shot lead with 9 holes left to play, the Argentine lost his solid pace with a double bogey on 16. He reached the last hole, needing to sink this birdie putt to win the tournament, but carded a par to drop into a tie for first with U.S. player Roland Massimino, who fired rounds of 65 and 66 on the weekend. Tied at 16 under, Massimino and Lopez Riverola headed into a playoff. They went back to 18, a tough par 5 that plays 612 yards long with water to the left.
He made a great par on the first playoff hole from the greenside bunker, and I missed just about a 15-footer there. And then I had an okay drive off the tee on the second playoff hole, and he just hit one in the water. So I was just able to make par and get it done. So I was happy to be able to do that. Yeah.
A 24-year-old from Villanova, Pennsylvania, Massimino went on to earn his first career victory as a professional. He took home a spectacular Huichol art piece as the trophy, also claiming a card guaranteeing full status for the 2021-22 season, which will be his second as a PGA Tour Latino America member.
I had a really good weekend. 13 under in the last 2 days was awesome. Wasn't playing great the first 30 holes and just played really well to finish out the tournament. Awesome to get to win the playoff and just really excited to get this win.
Massimino led a group of 5 players who finished the tournament inside the top 5 to secure full exempt status for the 2021-22 PGA Tour Latino America season. Despite the playoff loss, Lopez Riverola was pleased with his runner-up performance.
Todos los que ingresan a este torneo saben cuál es el objetivo de la semana, quedar top 5, top 10. Si bien no se me dio la vuelta como quería hoy, o por lo menos el final, la verdad que me voy contento por el trabajo de esta semana y por lo que viene ahora con la temporada del PGA Latinoamérica.
Only 1 stroke outside the playoff for the title, Mexico's Jose Naro closed the tournament in style. He sank this birdie putt at the 72nd hole to secure the solo 3rd finish. He was also the only player to record 4 rounds in the 60s.
Muy sólido, de jueves a domingo muy sólido. Siente muy bien garantizar estatus, ya que cuando fui miembro hace 2 años era condicional, entonces tener asegurado que vas a jugar es grandísimo y pues tener trabajo para el siguiente año también.
In contention after a terrific 63 in the 3rd round, American Joel Thielen also carded a birdie on the final hole to finish solo 4th. The 5th and last spot providing full exempt status went to Colombia's Ivan Camilo Ramirez, who had a very consistent week with 4 rounds of 70 or lower. The players who finished 6th through 10th, Roberto Rodriguez Cacho, Armando Favela, Eduardo Correte, Pipo Cilia, and Michael Cartrude, secured status for all the tournaments to be played during the first half of the schedule. The new members can't wait to get the new season started at the beginning of December in Argentina.
Nos vemos en el Visa Open de Argentina para comenzar la carrera por la Total Play Cup.
After the break, we will talk to 3-time PGA Tour Latino America champion Jared Wolfe, who is now a member of the PGA Tour. We will also go inside the ropes with Ben Cook and his wife Mia, who caddies for him on tour.
We're best friends. We're just hanging out.
It's just golf. So.
All this and more when Esto, as PGA Tour Latino America, returns. Esto, as PGA Tour Latino America. Jared Wolfe is living a lifelong dream, playing on the PGA Tour.
It is a lot of fun being out here. I definitely see why we sacrifice and do everything that we do to get ourselves out here. It's a lot of fun being on this tour. Game's been very good. I had never played in a PGA Tour event before, so I kind of knew the first one was going to be a little rocky. Really encouraging too to see how my game stacks up against everybody else, and knowing what kind of golf it's going to take to succeed out there is not much different than the golf I've always played. So I'm pretty excited about the rest of the season.
Following a strong performance on the Korn Ferry Tour, Wolfe earned his right to join golf's elite on the PGA Tour. But just like many of us, Wolfe had a challenging time during the COVID-19 pandemic. At some point, he was forced to explore other work opportunities beyond golf.
Golf wasn't being played, and golf courses were, on the edge of being open or being shut down. We just never really knew what was going to happen. And I was kind of pulling my hair out, sitting around the house thinking about just doing nothing. A friend of mine called me and a few other golfers up, and a couple other Latin Tour players as well that are living in the area. And we went and did some medical sales and helped distribute some of the PCR tests that they're using now for COVID testing and some different things like that. At the time was a pretty, wasn't new, but it wasn't in a lot of clinics and not a lot of people knew about it. So we were going into those clinics and handing those out.
He came out strong in 2020, starting the Korn Ferry Tour season with a victory at the Bahamas Great Abaco Classic at Baha Mar in January, and then claiming the Wichita Open, supporting Wichita's youth in September.
Felt great. It was awesome. I was playing great. We actually had the car packed up and ready to go to drive for a 3-week stretch, and we got that call the night before that we canceled those events. After we came back from the break, the pandemic break, we were told, hey, we're going to have basically 2 years total, and I was like, I started thinking about the points then at that point, that man, I don't have enough points for a PGA Tour card. I've got to do all this again next year. And play really well. And then I went and won in Wichita a couple weeks later, finished the year off really well. So it was good to, after 40 something events, at the regular season mark, I finished 8th on the tour, and I thought, man, that's really validating.
Playing an extensive season in which he made 40 starts between 2020 and 2021, WOLFE collected 2 wins and 5 top 10 finishes. Those results allowed him to finish 8th on the regular season points list to move up to the PGA Tour.
Our next graduate has never played a PGA Tour event. He's headed to the PGA Tour. Please welcome Jared Wolfe.
The top 25 should feel as though they really can succeed on the PGA Tour because they've made it last the longest through those 40-something events.
I'm Heather Yearwood, here with PGA Tour Latino America player Ben Cook and his wife and caddy, MIAH Cook. It's so great to meet you guys. The caddy-player relationship is so important, especially from the psychological side of the game. So what is it like to have your wife on your bag?
It's awesome. For us, it just gives us a little bit more, like you said, we're newlyweds. We've got married last August, so it gives us a little more time to spend together, which is great. And it kind of keeps me not quite so focused on the golf aspect, which is kind of nice sometimes. It kind of a little leeway and just talking about normal stuff too.
So what are the tips and things that you give him when you're out there to keep him calm and focused?
I hadn't touched the club until I met him. He, on every tee shot, tells me where he's going, which helps me look for his ball too, and just gives him a direction of where he wants to hit it. And then when we're out there, I just talk to him. I don't pick his clubs. He does his own yardage. I'm not any help golf related. I just hang out with him.
Moral support.
Yeah, I just am encouraging and just keep him happy.
That's huge. That's huge. Well, can you think of a moment where it was a really tense moment, or you just needed some grounding where she really stepped up and helped you through that?
In Mexico, when we finished T4, she was on the bag, and that 3rd round was not going quite the way that we wanted to, but we were still right in the event, and it's at the end of the day, he's like, hey, snap out of it, let's go.
I think I slapped him with a towel.
I was
like,
you're still good, you're still playing okay, you're still under par. It was tough because the one guy in our group was 8 under for the day, so it's you feel like you're getting lapped, but no, just kind of, every once in a while I was like, all right, come on, focus, let's do it.
So after a round, do you guys leave golf on the course literally and don't talk about it at home, or how does that work out?
Most of the time. It depends on the day.
I like to ask him things like, what was the hardest hole out there? Just asking.
Your best shot,
yeah.
Random things
going over what are you gonna do again? And then we just hang out like normal. And then in the morning wake up, all right, golf time.
I love it. Are there any moments ever where frustration sets in between the two of you guys, or?
No, because we get along so good.
Yeah, we're best friends. We're just hanging out.
It's just a game, it's just golf. So.
Yeah. So how many tournaments have you guys done together?
This will be the 2nd Latino America event, but back home in Michigan, she's caddied for me a few times, just in bigger section events for Michigan section stuff. So this will probably be 3 or 4 at least.
Yeah. When Mike's around or can come, I would rather have Mike do it because he actually knows what he's doing, but it's nice to be on the course with him instead of just walking along. So
Do you ever get nervous?
Yeah, I can't breathe the whole time. But I also know he's really good and he knows what he's doing. I just want him to play well so that he's happy and, like, you know, yeah, you feel like you're also competing because it's your second half, and yeah, I get nervous, yes.
So how is your golf game?
Like I said earlier, I hadn't touched the club until I met him. So the first time we played together, I could not move the ball. Couldn't hit it. It was terrible. And now, sometimes they're really pure, and like I did.
She makes like at least two pars in 9 holes now. So she's getting a lot better.
I love it. I'm still got a long way to go, but yeah, I love it.
So one day, LPGA with you on her bag, maybe?
No.
Thank you guys. It was great to catch up with you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
After the break, we will check back with Jared Wolfe to discuss his career on PGA Tour Latino America and his success on the Korn Ferry Tour.
To get a win would be the biggest goal.
We will also take a look at our players' top post on social media. Esto, PGA Tour Latino America. Esto, PGA Tour Latino America. Success on the Dev Series means moving one step closer to a lifelong goal. These new members were proud to pose with their 2021-22 PGA Tour Latino America cards. Congratulations! A total of 34 players, including current members and alums of PGA Tour Latino America, survived the second stage of the Korn Ferry Tour qualifying tournament, locking up status for 2022. This is how some of them celebrated such an accomplishment. A year has gone by since this viral video by our 2018 Player of the Year. Harry Higgs never ceases to amaze us. On his pathway to the PGA Tour, Jared Wolfe spent 3 seasons on PGA Tour Latino America.
It was fun. It was a good challenge. It wasn't a difficult, or a frustrating challenge. It was one that I tried to learn every week. I tried to learn new words. I was always talking to my caddy or talking to somebody at the restaurant, how do I order this or how do I say that? And I wanted to learn, if I'm going to be a guest in the country where I'm going, I'd like to be able to speak, enough of the language to get me by. That was a good challenge. Some of the air travel for us was a little bit of a challenge because flights are a lot of overnight flights. You get in on Monday and you don't feel like doing anything because you just got 3 hours of sleep on a flight from Miami or Houston down to Buenos Aires or something like that, and you didn't really want to do anything. But all good challenges, all things that I feel like made myself stronger, tougher, or better.
Wolfe played 3 seasons in Latin America, finishing twice inside the top 5 to make it to the Korn Ferry Tour. His first time inside the top 5 was in 2017, when he finished second behind Mexico's Jose de Jesus Rodriguez.
Fast forward, we went in Jamaica, and that was my first ever win on a PGA Tour sanctioned tour like that. So the confidence it gave me was huge, and it carried forward into a whole year in 2018 on the Korn Ferry. Another win in 2018 in Chile, and then 2019 in Panama. It's just I found that playing golf on that tour, playing golf in those areas, it gave me a lot of confidence to move forward.
His debut season on tour featured that victory at the 2017 BMW Jamaica Classic. he would add 5 other top 10s for a strong showing that year. He came back at the end of 2018 to win the Volvo Chile Open, setting up the stage for another strong season in 2019, when he won the season-opening Buenaventura Classic in Panama. That year, his last on PGA Tour Latinoamérica, he recorded 3 other top 10s to finish 3rd on the points list.
It was really nice to see the off-season work that we put in 2018, for it to show up like that in 2019, and also like being the first event of the year. I mean, a huge confidence boost knowing that I could get it done. That it wasn't a so-called fluke that I did it once or twice, and so it was very validating. Like I said, big confidence builder and huge push forward for us into the 2020-2021 Korn Ferry seasons.
Wolfe treasures several memories of his time playing in Latin America. There were some funny moments, but also some challenging ones. All of them together built the player he is today.
I enjoy talking about stories from my years playing down at PGA Tour Latinoamérica, and it's fun to see some of the same guys out here on the PGA Tour. I like Chile because I won there and the city was great. But Argentina's awesome. Buenos Aires, I mean, you can kind of do anything you want there. Food's amazing. I think Bogota, Colombia's a great spot, but I really like that place. Lima, Peru is probably my favorite if I did all of it together. I like the golf course. It's a lot of fun. The people are great. The climate's amazing while we were there. The food is by far the best. That's one of my favorites.
Making his first PGA Tour appearance, Jared Wolfe.
A lot of years, a lot of trying, a lot of work finally coming together and getting his first chance, first tee shot on a PGA Tour.
As a rookie on the PGA Tour, he is now facing the best golfers in the world. He set several goals for the year. But first and foremost, the goal is to finish the season inside the top 125 on the FedEx Cup standings.
Top 30 would be the ultimate goal, because I know how hard it is in our rookie position. I think only one person made it last year, or maybe none made it last year to the top 30. But to get a win, especially here in the fall, would be the biggest goal. Go have fun, enjoy yourself. You're going to go see places of the world that you probably didn't know you were ever going to go see, and go make a lot of birdies.
On our next episode, we will revisit the qualifying tournaments that helped determine the PGA Tour Latinoamérica membership for the 2021-22 season. And we will preview the season opening Visa Open de Argentina presented by Macro, to be played at the beginning of December. We will also talk to Chile's Mito Pereira about his goals and expectations for 2022. All this and more next month on Esto as PGA Tour Latinoamérica.